You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
That'll be a script. Script reads me.
Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
The El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the troubling and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 We trade actors, motherfucker.
Hey, good day to you all. Welcome to the new. I'm your host, Randy Brown. And happy Fantastic Friday and Red Friday. Red Friday, for those that don't know or are new here, welcome, first off. Red Friday means remember everyone deployed. It's the day we take on Fridays to thank our men and women who serve our nation around the world, away from home. We salute. Thank you for your service, commitment, sacrifices, and keeping our country free and defending our nation and upholding and protecting our Constitution. And we also wear red. Hence, Red Friday. So, but also happy yesterday, but happy Veterans Day to all my brothers and sisters in arms, fellow comrades out there, and happy belated Marines birthday the day before yesterday. And so I hope you all enjoyed the day. I was hellified busy, but I got through it. I survived because I am here with you. This week has been extremely busy. It's been like crazy busy. As you can see behind me, things are a little different than normal. So yes, packing up and moving and doing that, as I have the time. So it's an incremental move, but nonetheless doing that. But last night I had the esteemed pleasure to be on a Zoom call with Dr. Peter McCullough. For those who are unfamiliar with Dr. Peter McCullough, please look him up. Google, BitChute, Rumble, DuckDuckGo, all that good stuff. Look him up and get to know him. And he provided us it was a group of us, about 30 folks on a call last night. Not an exclusive call, but nonetheless, it was an exclusive one-on-one roundtable with Dr. McCullough. And we discussed a lot of things surrounding the contaminated water shot and the pandemic. So it was a good discussion. Like I said, Then Wednesday night, I was on the Kim Clinton's show, the Exceptional Conservative show, for about a half hour on the back end of the of his segment of his program. Excuse me. Had a great conversation. We always have great conversations when I'm on his show. But it was a great conversation discussing the infrastructure bill that was passed in the House last week by the 13 Republicans. And then we got into some foreign policy and some broader domestic policy discussions. And so that's posted on my website at www.rpermforus.com. I've updated because seen a lot of chatter on social media that I don't have anything on there. Click the tabs, folks. Click the tabs. It's there. I promise you. But I added another page to my website, and that is a listing of my social media video channels, YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble, and I also listed all of the interviews that I have done to include regular articles that I've been mentioned in and what have you. So you have a one-stop shop, per se, of everything about me there. But, you know, outside of a website that I put together, you can go to those search engines and type in my name, and stuff will pop up, and you can just see the historical, you know, digital footprint that I left out there. And that's that. But other than that, like I said, just a busy week. Monday, this coming Monday, I may not be on here, but I will be probably back next Friday, depending on what's going on. Like I said, trying to get this done and out of here and over with, and set up the new spot. But ABC News, they confirmed. Folks, I can't beat this stuff up, I promise you. If I had the skills to make it up, I would dare not waste your time with the shenanigans. But ABC News has confirmed somehow that racist white voters favor black Republicans. This is the headline. I kid you not, folks. I know it sounds crazy, but racist white voters favor black Republicans. Okay, sure. It goes on to say, this article, once again, you can look it up by that exact title. Well, whites who vote for blacks are still racist. It goes on to say. And partisanship versus race is not a thing when it comes to voting. So just because I may be a Republican and black, you kind of like look past that for a minute, if you're white, that I'm black. But as long as I'm a Republican, you're going to vote for me. Versus, you're black, I'm not going to vote for you regardless if you're a Republican or not. I don't know if ABC News has been like really paying attention to who's been elected, and you know, the historical swings of you know, voters in choosing like Barack Obama twice. Hey, and that's the thing. Here's the fun things, folks. I don't want to dwell on this too much, but I might have to. Barack Obama's presidency was unique. African Americans, black people, blacks, make up 13% of the United States population of 300, and at that time, 320 odd million people. Okay, now we're ballooned up to about 360 million. 12%, 13% of the population, and then you fraction that off with, you know, those who are not eligible to vote, those who are incarcerated, those who just don't participate in voting. So you shrink that down, we say about 10% ish of black America that make up a voting bloc in the United States. Okay, now here's my political science coming out. they cannot single-handedly elect any damn body. Okay, we just can't. That 9% of a no, sorry. Now, if you have an enclave of blacks in a local election, okay, got it. Excluding that. I'm talking about general, nationwide elections. No, doesn't work that way. Sorry, hate to bust your bubble, but outside of that, if we are going to be under this auspicious, assumption that white people are racist to any degree, then Mitt Romney and John McCain would have been our presidents. But this block of 67% of America came out and voted for, you guessed it, a black guy. I wonder where these guys were at when they wrote this article back then. But I digress off of that point. This article came from 538. I actually personally never heard this article, so I didn't even know what it consists of. But these two liberal professors, these two liberal professors by the names of, one's from Stanford University by the name of Hakeem Jefferson, and the other one is from the University of California, Irving, Michael Tesler. Now, in case you didn't figure it out, Hakeem Jefferson is the black guy, and Michael Tesler is the white guy. But these two paired up and said, you know what, we're going to write this article. And I had the article here, or in part, and I said, I was going to read it, but I said, no, I'm not going to. No, I'll let the viewers watch it, read this article, and do your own analysis and take away from it. That's what I'm here for. The new, now equipped with wisdom. I'm equipping you with wisdom. So I'm giving you the sourcing. You go and get the rest of it for yourself and check that out. But outside, but more so, when you're getting into this conversation about white people voting for black people, you're trying to gin up a racist connotation there, because why should white people? You're in other words, you're saying, why should white people vote for black people? Because white people are racist. They just doesn't fit the construct. You're white. Why would you be voting for black people? Never mind that, these black people or this black person actually align with things that I believe in, my value system, my belief system, more so than a white candidate does. We ignoring that. The hell with that stuff. We're just looking at strictly the dynamics of what you look like on the outside. That's what these two gentlemen are trying to portray here. And I kind of was like, I wonder what their train of thought was in writing this. And I still, after I read through the article, I still didn't get it. I was like, now, that's a hell of a set of mental gymnastics you're doing. You're going straight to the 2024 Olympics there, buddies. Y'all are on your way. But one thing that they failed to mention, 2020 was a pinnacle election year in the United States Congress, both the House and the Senate, for minorities. Reason being, 24% of today's Congress, 24%, or 124 members of Congress, are of minority descent. Whatever that may be. But nonetheless, they're minorities. I am pretty sure that their minority folks, their group of people, where they came from, did not solely elect them. So there had to be a play of whites, blacks, Hispanics, Samoans, Asians, you name it. There had to be a play there by these other groups to elect these particular groups of people. But we ignored that. We say, no. And just last week, the buzz about Winston Sears, Lieutenant Governor elect of Virginia, being the first black woman to be elected in Virginia at a statewide level. She's the face of black supremacy. Oh my God. she's a Republican too. Oh, these Republicans, they're electing black people. Oh my God. Literally, the left stream media had a effing meltdown. Go look on YouTube. You'll see it. Joy Reid and Company. That's what I call them. They are like, wow. But let's put aside the Virginia race last week. Let's go back a couple of months with Larry Elder's race going against Gavin Newsom in California in the recall special election there. Same thing happened because Larry Elder is he's actually a libertarian, but he falls more so on the conservative side of the house. They lambasted him as being the face of the black face, mind you, the black face of white supremacy, and threw eggs at him, dressed up as a monkey and threw eggs at him, called him all kinds of names throughout. But folks, I'm going to say this: these antics, talking points, rhetoric is nothing new of the moral and genetic fiber of Democrats since the days of slavery, since the days of the antebellum South. Nothing has literally nothing has changed. And I will point to you a very, very phenomenal book by Thomas Sowell that I highly encourage anyone to go pick up and read, and you'll understand the mindset there. And it's called Black Rednecks and White Liberals. Check it out. Black Rednecks, White Liberals by Thomas Sowell. And he breaks down this mental paradigm that we see among Democrats and among Republicans from a traditional sense. So that's that. But the article is a trip. It's a trip, nonetheless. I enjoyed reading that last night. I was like, anyways. Whew. All right, let me move on here. Let me move on because I got a lot of jokes today, literally a lot of jokes. But we're gonna jump to a commercial break real quick, and when we come back, it's actually gonna be a short commercial. When we come back, we're gonna jump into some heavy topics, but they're also we're gonna have a little fun today. So stick around, and we'll be right back.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Everything that's reported on television isn't always true, but it should be. NTD, the power of truth. Now available 24/7 on television and streaming platforms.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Told you it was going to be a short break. Just in case you didn't know, NTD, commercial I just played, NTD, we're in TECN TV and NTD. Well, we got a lot of acronyms going on. We are in partnership together, cross-promoting each other and everything goes. So if you're not in the purview of watching TECNTV.com, please jump over to NTD TV and NTDTV.com and check out their programming as well. My particular choice of program on there is China in Focus, because I am pretty in tune with foreign policy and foreign affairs and stuff like that. So they do a great job covering different things that's coming out of China and the Asia Pacific region there. So once again, check out TECNTV.com when we're not one of your favorite personalities like me, or it's not on. You jump over to NTDTV.com. Today, also, I'm not streaming live on TECN TV.com due to a technical glitch that I was not able to fix in time. So this is live streaming on Facebook and YouTube right now. Although after today, I'm pretty sure I almost can guarantee it now, because I thought it was going to happen last week. But after today's show, after what I'm going to talk about, I can almost guarantee my YouTube channel is going to get deleted because I'm already on 2 strikes. So I encourage you and I implore you and I beg you, please jump over to Rumble and BitChute and sign up to be a user and / subscriber to my channel on BitChute and Rumble, because I am not censored there, but I am censored on YouTube, and I'm sure Facebook is going to probably ding me as well, but that's okay. We're having fun today. We're going to have fun today. In defense and the trial, of Ahmaud Aubury, who was gunned down a couple years ago now. Yeah, it's been 2 years now. Wow, time flies. He was shot in Georgia, in this suburb of Georgia, when he was out jogging, allegedly, but he seemed to have veered off the path. I'm just giving you a background of the story if you remember. Veered off the path and decided to mosey through a couple of houses, or a house that was being renovated, built, or whatever the case was. And folks in the neighborhood kind of got wind of this because of a rash of robberies that was going on. Confronted him about it, got into a scuffle in the street, and he was subsequently shot and killed. So this trial that's going on right now, the defense for these gentlemen, they kind of said some things that were like, damn, really? We're saying this stuff in 2021, like, for real? Okay, all right, let's proceed. But the attorney for the defense, by the name of Kevin Gall, I'm gonna show you the videos. You don't have to hear me talk about it. Kind of displayed that old Southern Democrat mentality. Now, I don't know their political affiliation, so I'm not going to say that they're Democrats or Republicans, but it does speak to my previous point prior to the commercial about mentality and about, sentiment towards, people of color or white people that may not politically align with you. And so I'll just play the videos. You extrapolate what you will.
Your Honor, I was reminded of one matter that I wanted to address. My understanding while I was cross-examining Investigator Lowry yesterday is that the Right Reverend Al Sharpton managed to find his way into the back of the courtroom. I'm guessing he was somehow there at the invitation of the victim's family in this case. And I have nothing personally against Mr. Sharpton. My concern is that it's one thing for the family to be present. It's another thing to ask for the lawyers to be present. But if we're going to start a precedent, starting yesterday, where we're going to bring high-profile members of the African-American community into the courtroom to sit with the family during the trial in the presence of the jury, I believe that's intimidating, and it's an attempt to pressure, could be consciously or unconsciously, an attempt to pressure or influence the jury. To my knowledge, Reverend Al Sharpton has no church in Blaine County, never has. Hasn't been here since Elaine Brown ran for mayor, to my knowledge. But we have all kinds of people. We have school board members. We have county commissioners. We have all kinds of pastors in this town, over 100. The idea that we're going to be serially bringing these people in to sit with the victim's family one after another, obviously there's only so many pastors they can have. And if their pastor's Al Sharpton right now, that's fine, but then that's it. We don't want any more black pastors coming in here, or other Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, sitting with the victim's family, trying to influence a jury in this case. And I'm not saying the state is even aware that Mr. Sharpton was in.
Pausing it right there for a minute, because this is it's a pretty somewhat long video. But did you hear what he said? We don't need any more black pastors coming in here. Told you, ladies and gentlemen, today we're having fun. It's Friday. I'm feeling pretty good, although my back is killing me. But I'm feeling pretty good, spirit-wise. So today's gonna be a fun day. Serious stuff, but I make light of serious things because if we take things seriously all the time, we'll be depressed and more gray hair will be like filling my chin and all that good stuff. But my point is this: we don't need any more black pastors coming in here intimidating the jury. Like, what the hell does that mean? So it automatically, being a history guy, it automatically threw me back to the time in the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement when Bull Connor and George Wallace and company, they pushed back against Dr. King and Ralph Abernathy, Jesse Jackson, and so forth, when they came to these cities to fight civil rights issues in the black communities. We don't need these black pastors coming in here and trying to tell us what to do and trying to intimidate us. And same exact shiza. Okay, same exact shit. There, I said it. People say, you don't curse on your show. I don't, but you get the point. But that's the same stuff. Same stuff that's going on. 2021, ladies and gentlemen, we're literally having a technological flash forward of the 1960s. It is crazy that this guy, this Kevin Golf, stands up in the court and is like, Your Honor, why is Al Sharpton coming here? We don't need any more black pastors coming in here to intimidate the jury. And the judge succinctly gave a brilliant response.
I certainly wasn't aware of it till last night, but I think the court can understand my concern about bringing people in who really don't have any ties to this case other than political interests. And we want to keep politics out of this case. So I'm asking the court to take appropriate steps to make sure that the gallery, which is already limited in this case, isn't being utilized for a purpose that could be viewed as improper. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other defendants?
We would join that motion. I don't know if it's a motion.
What is the motion?
It's not really a motion. It's a reminder of the court's previous instructions to keep outside influences outside the courtroom.
From the state?
It's a public courtroom, and I have no idea how the Reverend Al Sharpton appeared to be here. So the state had no part in that whatsoever, so the state is unaware of how that occurred or how he came to be seated with the family.
If a bunch of folks came in here dressed like Colonel Sanders with white masks sitting in the back, I mean, that would be a problem.
I don't know. So let me tell you what I had heard at lunchtime today what I had heard yesterday before lunch is that there was going to be, that the Reverend Al Sharpton was going to be appearing on the courthouse and appearing with the family. I was asked at lunch whether the court had any objection to Reverend Al Sharpton coming into the courtroom, and I said, as a member of the public, there are certain limitations on what we can do here, what is going on. And what I was told was instead of having someone from the family sitting in the courtroom, that he was going to be sitting there instead of somebody else from the family. And my comment to that was simply, as long as things are not disruptive and it's not a distraction to the jury or anything else going on in the courtroom, so be it. But if it violates the court's rules with regard to the conduct of the trial or violates my orders with respect to how people are to conduct themselves in this courtroom, I will take it up with whomever I need to take it up with. Well, I will tell you that I noticed him once and that was it. And the fact that nobody else even noticed that he was in here means that everybody complied with this court's rulings on sitting in this courtroom and listening to the evidence. I don't hear a motion, and I will tell you this, I'm not going to blanketly exclude members of the public from this courtroom. If individuals, based on the limitations that we have in the courtroom, end up sitting in the courtroom, and they can do so respectful of the court's process and in compliance with this court's orders with regard to the conduct of the trial, and they're not a distraction, then I'm not going to do anything about it. And I did not hear.
There we have it, folks. This is a public courtroom. People can come in here if they want, while there's a trial going on, as long as they're not being disruptive. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your constitutional right. You can, unless it is expressed ahead of time that it will be a closed hearing, you can sit in the peanut gallery, as they call it, in the gallery there, and take eyewitness account of what's going on in a trial, regardless of your celebrity status, regardless of potential influence of the jury and what have you, because the jury has been instructed about having bias, outside influence, undue influence. Now, if they subconsciously or consciously decide, Al Sharpton came and I'm gonna just vote, I'm gonna, say not guilty because I like Al Sharpton, that's on you as an individual or as a juror. That's on you it has really nothing to do with them publicly appearing, because this was a public, this has been a public thing for a couple years now. So any juror that enter that jury box, they already have a preconceived notion of what's going on. They're just now being purview to additional evidence and testimony and everything else. But on the outset of things, and just the reality of it all, most people already have a guilty or not guilty sentiment when they see something initially displayed to them in the media along these lines. So for the defense to make that as a point of contention is kind of a moot point, because at the end of the day, the jury 9 times out of 10 already have it made up in their mind how they're going to judge the case anyways. So that is that. But here is Al Sharpton's response to it all.
Well, I think that it is an arrogant display of insensitivity that you are going to be sitting there with 3 men that murdered the mother and father's child and their families of those 3 that have been indicted for murder. Yeah. And now tell them they can't have the ministers of their choice to sit there and console them while they're sitting there looking at who murdered their son and their families. So now you not only have taken their son, you want to take those of us that would come and console them. Now clearly, as the judge responded, it was directed at me, because how do they know the difference between a black pastor or not? I think that clearly because I was in the courtroom yesterday in Brunswick, Georgia, and they think that because some of the jurors looked out and appeared to recognize me, that would influence or intimidate the jury. The parents said publicly they invited me to come. They came to church to hear me preach 3 weeks ago in Georgia. I've been with them from the beginning. They have the right to be consoled by anyone. We were not being disruptive, as the judge said. But the audacity, the arrogance to say that not only are you going to have to sit there and look at your son's killers every day and their families, we're going to choose who can come and console you in the courtroom. It's like pouring salt in the wound.
Will you continue your
I'll be back. The parents invited me, as they said yesterday, and they said yesterday they wanted me to come again, and I will make it my business to come again.
Absolutely. I can't believe things even like that have been said in a courtroom.
I've been through a lot of trials over the decades. I've never had a lawyer ask that I not be able to come in the courtroom.
I personally don't much care for Al Sharpton, to the slightest degree at all. But when it comes down to constitutional basics, when it comes down to freedom of movement, because once again, last I checked, slavery ended in 1865. I should be able to go and sit and come where I please, unless it is directed otherwise, but not because of the color of my skin or my celebrity status. So I agree with Al Sharpton, and I agree with the judge. As long as it's not being disruptive, what's the problem? Have an airtight, strong defense to show that your defendants were in the right, regardless of who's sitting in the audience. But, ladies and gentlemen, outside of that, before I jump to commercial break, I do want to touch on the Kyle Rittenhouse case, because I personally have not been following the trial. I catch the end of the day, commentaries on the different media outlets and what have you. But like I said, if I was selected as a juror today and sent into that jury box, I already have in my mind how I would vote. It is what it is. Yes, I'm going to be impartial to the evidence, to the testimonies and everything else presented, but based on just natural cognition, looking at, the evidence, looking at, what transpired, you tell me. You tell me. Does that look like someone who is being an aggressor? Kyle Rittenhouse, that's laying on the ground, being stomped, literally, in the chest, with another attacker coming up with a skateboard, which both subsequently were shot and killed. Do you think that me, as a juror, or you, would say he's guilty? Yeah, he's holding a rifle. Anybody with common sense knows that somebody who is holding a deadly weapon may have the intent to utilize that deadly weapon if threatened. So why proceed to be an aggressor or to try to attack that person? Even throughout the trial, one of the witnesses there said, I pulled my weapon on him first. I aimed at him first. Case closed. Y'all have a great day. You're acquitted. Go home. Go back on your Nintendo or something. Done deal. Like, why are we doing this? But anyways, folks, we'll be right back. We're gonna jump to a commercial break. Keep it locked right here, because like I said, when we come back, we're gonna have some fun.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Record, and I'm the host of Strength for Living. Every week, we open the Word of God as the owner's manual because it helps us live life at its maximum effectiveness and avoid major breakdowns. We say, okay, so what does the Bible say? What does it mean? And what does it mean to me? We'll take that journey together. So join me every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and we'll have a memorable experience. By the way, be sure and regularly watch all the programs on TECN TV.com. You'll be glad you did. And again, join me, Strength for Living, every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. And remember this, life is God's gift to you. What you do with it, that's your gift to Him.
Hello everyone, this is Global Impact with David McQuell, your host. Isaiah chapter 2 verses 1 to 5 says that a time is coming when the church will rise in authority and influence and dominate the earth. And many nations will come and say, teach us the ways of the Lord. Global Impact is a show that inspires you as a Christian to rise up through the values of the kingdom of God and shine as light wherever you may be. We believe that missions is no longer limited to some isolated, unreached community in some dark continent. The church should reach out to all aspects of life, including politics, business, science and research, the media and diplomacy, and every aspect of human life. Join us on Global Impact, Monday through Friday, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. GMT. Global Impact is broadcast on TECN TV.com. Join us.
Hey, Good day to you all. I'm Randy Perham, host of the new Now Equipped with Wisdom with Randy and April. We air Mondays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern on TECN TV.com. A little bit of background of our show. We discuss news, politics, current events, and life. And so it is named after my book, The New You, Now Equipped with Wisdom, that was written in 2014, and you can pick it up on Amazon.com. And once again, go to www.tecntv.com, or you can follow us on social media on Facebook at The New with Randy and April, or on BitChute and Rumble at R Perham on Mondays and Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central. Hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the network. Take care.
So much is happening
West Africa
every day.
has a growing jihadism. There's been a surge in violence.
To make sense of it,
okay, I'm standing right here.
join Rose Ojabo from Abuja, Nigeria, with The World Today with Rose at TECNTV.com. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Join me every day.
8 p.m. West African Time.
You're watching The World Today with Rose Ojabo on
TECNTV.com.
Welcome.
Get a sense of the world.
You're watching Beyond the Lines with Tiffany Jones, live from Los Angeles, California. Miss Tiffany Jones.
Are we doing it again? Live from Los Angeles.
Thank you. I just wanted to record that one. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
11 p.m. Eastern Time, ladies and gentlemen, 8 p.m. Pacific. It is none other than Tiffany Jones, Beyond the Lines. You're going to really enjoy this show. Faith, family, freedom. Urban America is the final frontier for liberty in the United States. Abandoned by the right, oppressed by the left, the mainstream media presents urban Americans as inept victims to the world. Today, urban America has a choice. That choice is TECNTV.com. Watch the best in urban conservative news, talk, and movies. TECNTV.com.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Hey, welcome back from our break. Hope you were able to get you some popcorn, your favorite candy bar, because we finna have some fun. Because the Biden administration, Joe Biden, decided to nominate this person. Here, let me get the picture. There we go. This person by the name of where'd it go? I thought I wrote it down. Single something. I guess I didn't write down a name, but it was single something. Oh, matter of fact, I think I got it. Oh, sorry. Let me. This article was just so hilarious that I was like, what? But this person, I'll get the name in a second. He nominated her for the Gigi Song. Gigi Song. He nominated this person for the to be the commissioner of the FCC, and the Republicans are like, don't think so, because of her, I'm assuming, because of her position on certain issues surrounding whether or not, right-leaning conservative outlets should be allowed to broadcast. In other words, have their licenses removed or revoked or reviewed because they are right-wing media outlets, such as the Sinclair Broadcasting Group. And so, at first, I was like, when I saw the picture, and before I even start reading, I just immediately, kid you not, like no jokes, joking, but no joke. At the moment, I swear, I thought that they were trying to, because it said FEC, it said Biden's FCC commissioner pick alarms Republicans. That was the headline, right? And so in the picture, this one right here. So I immediately just assumed it was Elton John. I did. In all honesty, I was like, they're nominating Elton John for the FCC. He's not even in America. I kid you not. Look. There we go. I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. The glasses even almost. The hairdo, the hairstyle. I just assumed right off the bat, just looking at it. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you have to read. You have to read things. And so I was like, oh. But that doesn't stop there. The Biden administration also brought in, and of course everybody knows by now who this person is, the first transgender cabinet member, Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services, Rachel Levine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look. If I had not known better, when I first saw this person, I immediately thought, I was like, you know what? Why not reprise the role of the Penguin in the next Batman? Why not? There are some striking similarities there. And I just figured, hey, what will it hurt? But folks, I told you I'm having some fun today. My channel's gonna probably get banned. My channel on YouTube is gonna probably get banned after this. And Facebook is gonna probably put me in Facebook jail for a few weeks. So there you have it. But you gotta have fun every now and then. You gotta poke fun at people. We're all celebrities in some fashion or form. So, it's good fun. Nothing personal, all professional. Anyways, but in serious note, for real, the over in Yemen, the Biden foreign policy. Now we already know, it's already been talked about, that Joe Biden himself, Brandon, has a horrible track record when it comes to foreign policy. We already know this stuff, right? But what's going on right now in Yemen speaks to the foreign policies that this administration is, trying to implement throughout the world, and it's not working. So over in Yemen, at the embassy, the U.S. embassy in Yemen, in Sana'a, Yemen, workers at this embassy were detained by Iranian-backed rebels just a couple of days ago. Now, you're probably saying, oh, here's another Benghazi. Yes, this is very similar. However, no one's been killed yet. But they don't know, the State Department states that they don't know the number of detainees, but they have negotiated, there's that word again, with terrorists, the release of some of these workers. They still do not know how many are still captured. I ain't gonna say captured is not even a word. Kidnapped. They don't know. But they are feverishly working around the clock, according to the State Department spokesperson, we're working feverishly around the clock to negotiate the release of these personnel. I don't know. How about an A-10 Warhog, a couple hundred troops? There's no negotiation. Perhaps by the time everything is said and done, we may need to build a new embassy, but if Iranian rebels are storming and seizing an embassy, which, by the way, in case you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, any embassy around the world is considered U.S. soil. So this is considered, I would consider this as an attack on American soil, to Americans. Just saying. If I was President Perham, I'm like, oh, really? Iran is, their people waging war on the United States? Okay. Too easy. Launch. What are we talking about, guys? Like, seriously, what's the conversation? Mr. President, we have some folks that stormed the embassy and they took hostages. Really? You, and you. Clear the room. Close the door. All right. Say it again. There'd be no discussion. Period. Like, what the? Negotiating? What? No. This is where we show a position of weakness. This is what we call soft power. You try to negotiate. You say, "Oh, you know what? You try to talk tough. Don't you know what? Don't press our button because we can do." No, you pressed my button. This is what's about to happen. Period. And these people know this. These countries, look at what Eastern Africa right now. The Eastern African seaboard is in total destabilization right now because of the weak foreign policies that this administration is pushing. Weak. Somalia is under, I'm sorry, not Somalia. Ethiopia is under civil war right now. Like, what are we doing? Libya still under civil war. Quelled down quite a bit, but nonetheless, they still have hostilities. South Africa, whew. Come on. Folks, in the next hour, Dave McQuell, Global Impact, out of West Africa and Nigeria. He will be on, and he may, I don't know what he's got lined up for his program today, but he may touch on the things that's going on in that particular region as it relates to the United States foreign policy intervention, United States' intervention with their foreign policies in these regions. Maybe he'll touch on that. And maybe I'll give Dave a call later on and see if he wants to come on my show on Monday and discuss some more things that's going on over in the region. But folks, this is another travesty, another stain on the Biden administration. And oh, by the way, Kamala Harris making an ass out of herself, vice president with an asterisk, over in France, speaking Frenchless. Like, what are we doing, folks? Like, this is like, woo! Hey, enjoy your Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your Friday. Folks, I'm going to jump out of here. I just can't. I'm going to jump out of here today, off of here. And y'all have a great, fantastic weekend. Please be safe this weekend. You can follow me on Twitter, Rumble, BitChute, Gab, MeWe, Getter, Parler, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the whole shebang. Pretty much every popular up and running social media platform, I am on there. I am actively engaging on there. So you can feel free to drop a follow request, friend request, comments, what have you. If you want to support my campaign for United States Congress in the great state of Alaska, You can go to ourpermforus.com. You can also be a guest on the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, drop me an email, rperm@gmail.com, and send your request. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, advertise your products, or just be a contributor and help us, run quality programming for you all, you can do so also through those means, or on Cashapp, PayPal, rperm4us. And other than that, like I said, coming up in the next hour, we got Dave McQuell with Global Impact at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then following Dave, also coming out of West Africa's Rose Ajabo with Your World Today. So please, please, please stick around on TECN TV.com, and we will see you all, God willing, God bless, on next Friday, if not Monday, if I get some fire under my ass and get things done and get stuff set up again to bring you another show on Monday. So take it easy, and we'll see you all next week.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.